Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Nathalie from the Netherlands. So as you can see in the title from this video, it's a different kind of video that I normally do. I don't think I have done this on my channel. So I thought today I will make a video so that I talk a little bit about my life so that you know more about me instead of only talking about music or makeup or traveling. So let's get into it. I already used all the makeup that I show you in this video. It's not new makeup, but I use the eyeshadow palette Jewelry My Rules, and then I also have so as you can see I have nothing on. I did only my eyebrows, eyeshadow base and primer. So I thought maybe I will show you from the beginning to the end. Normally for my music and makeup routine I already have foundation, concealer, and I already powdered, so that the video would not be too long. And normally it's always the same steps, so I thought maybe it will be a little bit boring if I show that every time. But if you like me to do more from scratch, because I switch in the week from concealer and foundation, but today, because it's now 30 degrees here in the Netherlands, so I have to have waterproof. So I have the Essence 16 hours stay all day 15 soft beige long lasting waterproof. I think this is waterproof. But it's definitely, yes, waterproof. And this definitely, when it rains this week, it definitely stays on my face. It's definitely, for me, it's waterproof. But maybe it's also because I use a powder. Maybe that's also helped. This is from the Max Factor. I already talked a lot about it, I think, in the beginning of this year. I used this a lot, so this is almost empty. But I already have a new one because this is one of my favorite powders. So yeah, and I have a concealer from the Rimmel London, because I normally don't show you what I use. But this is the perfect combination. This is for only the eye, and this is the concealer that I do on my cheeks. So yeah, let's get into it. Take something to snack, take something to drink. Come sit with me if you like. So I start with the foundation. So my name is Nathalie, of course, and I'm 37 years old. I'm single currently. I come from a relationship. And fun fact, I'm now dating someone that I met in high school. So it will be funny. We have a lot of fun together, so yeah. I'm just living on my own in my apartment here in the Netherlands, and the place that I'm living is Emmen. It's in the north of the Netherlands, and I'm originally coming from Rotterdam. I think Amsterdam is an hour away from Rotterdam is an hour away from Amsterdam. So yeah, I think I lived there in my 20s, and then my parents moved to here, and then a year later I also moved with my parents and my sister as well too. So I do this as a hobby. I love talking about makeup and music and traveling. So I travel now, I think, alone for 7 years. Sometimes friends comes with me, sometimes family, but I also go a lot of times alone. And that's basically because I lost a lot of friendships when I go on vacation, because sometimes you really get to know each other better when you're on vacation, and then sometimes your friendship is not working after you come back. That happened to me a lot. And yeah, I think that because I learned to travel now alone, there are things you would do what you not would do with when you are with a group. So I really love both. I really love, now that I have friends that also love to travel, I really love that. And I also love traveling on my own and do the things that you normally not would have do if you're with a couple of people. And of course, when you go with family, it's always a different kind of vacation. Now, I go a lot for Europe, but I've been with my mother to Bali and to Singapore in 2019. So yeah, that was a lot of fun, because my mother is half, I'm half from Indonesia. So my mother is from there, and the mother of my father also is from Indonesia. So I have from both sides a little bit blood from Indonesia. And so it would be fun for me to see my uncle lives there, what he's doing, and yeah, where I come from actually. So I really love that vacation. I think I have a couple of photos that I can put, so maybe you see it already in the screen. And then I think the trip that I love the most that I did go on my own, I think I love, I've been through Croatia, Portugal, Spain, Greece. Yeah, I think that was, oh yeah, and France. I also go to France alone. So yeah, I've been through a lot of places, and I think I love Barcelona a lot. I love Paris a lot. But I think Spain, because my grandparents lived there for 20 years, more than 20 years, 28 years. They lived there, and we always had a vacation home. Now I've tried, when I have this video in mind, to find pictures from my grandparents' house. I have not found that yet, but when I do, I can always come back and show you those pictures, because my parents have a lot of photo albums. So yeah, I don't have photos in my phone or anything, because it's a long time that my grandparents have passed away. So the house is not existing anymore. It's now kind of a park, so every building is gone. So at the time when my grandparents were living and we go there, I think I was much younger, so there was no telephones that we have now. So that's why I always had, with my parents' home, have photo albums. So maybe if I find a couple of photos, I can always show you. But it was always nice to go to my grandparents and to have a vacation home and to enjoy it with your nephews or cousins. Or so yeah, I really love those times as a kid. So what I said before, I do this as a hobby. The reason why is because how do I start? I think I'm gonna start first with, I had a couple of years ago, I did go through depression, and I start to go to a talking group so that I can yeah, get some help. And I grow in that talking group. I get better and better, and then I find a job, and the person that was helping me at the time is now my boss. She saw something in me that I could help other people, because I get the diagnosis when I was very young that I have autism. Now there is nothing wrong with autism, but I had a lot of friends who have autism, and I always thought, I don't think I have it. But there was this person in, and he didn't know if I had it, so he sent me to I don't know how it calls, to find somebody who finds out what you have mentally. And this person saw right away that I didn't have autism, and that she thought that I have PTSD. Fortunately, as a child, I've been a lot of bullied, and I've been to a lot of schools because when I was little, I couldn't do anything as fast as normal people do. When I think when you're 2-3 years old, you can already walk. I couldn't, so I did everything much slower than the normal person. And yeah, on school they have to figure out where you fit in. Back in the day, now everything is different, but they thought like, okay, where this girl belongs. And then when I got older, I did everything faster, so that I was already with the normal children. So sometimes the schools doesn't know where you fit. So when I go to the talking group, and that I get the diagnosis PTSD and anxiety and depression, then I knew what I had and I could work on it. So it took me a while to do that, but when I get that job that I could help other people with their depression, with their PTSD, I learned more about myself, but I also love the job. I never thought that I would do this, and I do this now, I think, more than 7 years, and I really love to see people grow in their own mental health struggles, and that they get better and better. And yeah, I really love that that people really trusted me with their story. But to come here on my channel, I cannot talk about my job because I have clients' preferences, of course, and I don't want to do that. So and next to that job, I also am a caretaker of my parents. My mother has heart problems, and my father has more than 18 years of Parkinson. Now, my sister is also a caretaker for my parents, but she travels a lot for her job, so around Europe, and so there comes a lot of things on my plate for now. So next to my job and the take care of my parents, it's not always easy, because my job is not always fun. Unfortunately, I lost yeah, a couple of clients on suicide. So sometimes it can be heavy. So to come here and to do makeup and to do music and to talk about traveling is something that I really love and really want to share with you. And it really is a time for me that I spend time on myself. I really love showing and talking about the products and everything. But I also think it's important to really talk about yeah, the hard things sometimes in life. Now with my father, I don't want to tell too much, because also it's my parents' privacy, of course. But yeah, it's some because my father has it over 18 years. We know now that he has it that long, that there comes a time, because with Parkinson you don't live forever. It's a disease that will break everything that is the person, and it will become the illness. And unfortunately, of course, it is with every illness most of the time. But in this specific case, my father has a Parkinson that is now, the doctor said it's very unique. Because for the first, when he get the diagnosis Parkinson, he have told that he lived for I think 7 years, and then he will not be here. Now he still be here, so they thought maybe they had it wrong, and that it will be in different kind of Parkinson, and it was true. But this type of Parkinson is not that aggressive, but now that he has it for so long, you know that common time that he will not be here. So he has a new kind of medication. He's the first one in Europe, and my mother has to learn how to do it, and yeah, it's really a challenge. But to see him really, before he could not do that much, and now to see that there are good days that they both go on the bicycle. There's a special bicycle, of course. My father cannot go on a normal bicycle, so I put a picture in so that you have a kind of idea what I mean. And also my friend has a dog, and the dog is Daily. It's a very sweet dog, and he can also go and on the bicycle, and I will also, you see that now in the picture. So yeah, to see them to do that sometimes with good days, and to go together and then take an ice cream somewhere, and to eat lunch somewhere, and to see them really still, I think they're married now over 40 years. So it's a long time. I don't think I ever going to make 40 years. But to really see my parents still, even with this illness, figuring out how to do the best thing is really, for me and my sister, something to see that they still love each other that much. It's very beautiful. But there are also moments that it's hard, because there are those moments that you see your father change because of this disease. So for everybody who also have somebody or know somebody or have your loved ones who have to go or lose through this disease, my heart goes out to you. You're not alone. I know what you've been through or going through. So if you are a person who go through this with your loved ones, leave me comments if you want. So yeah, so to come here and yeah, to share with you other things in my life, and didn't know that I had this creativity in me. I always dreamed of, you know, showing travel vlogs and everything else. I do this I think now, yeah, I think 7 years, and I really love traveling. I really love, it's really fulfilling, and you see so much of the world, you see other cultures, you meet new people, and most of the time when you go alone you meet new people, and that is so funny, and so much yeah, you meet new friends over the world, so that is also fun to share. So I thought, when I started my channel, I always wanted to do it. I always want to inspire also other women out there who always is afraid to do it alone, and maybe see my channel or my videos, and maybe I can inspiration, or I can, inspiration is maybe a little bit of a wrong word, but I can show you how you can do a budget travels or anything. So definitely in the future I want to do more. I have a couple of plans that I already have in my mind, and as I'm a makeup lover, the funny fact is I never been to Sephora. I know Sephora most people really already go to, and you see a lot of videos, but I never been. So the first vacation that I going to vlog, I also want to go to Sephora. I already planned it in Malaga when I was in Torremolinos. The vlogs are already on my channel. If you're new and you like to see those vlogs in Spain, I'll put the links in the description box. But there goes a lot of things wrong on the trip. I also told in that video, so for the people who already watched this video, I'm not gonna bore you with the whole story, but I forgot a couple of things at home, and I had to buy a couple of things in Spain so that I cannot film right away when I was in Spain. So I lost a lot of days. So next time I will definitely do it much better. But it was for me the first time I had to suggest the travel vlogs and the cameras and everything. So there's a lot of things that I have to learn. Now I'm not a person with technology that I'm very good with. So for me that is an extra struggle to learn. But I really love it, and I really love to do those vlogs and those makeup and music, because I cannot talk about a lot about my personal life because it's a little bit boring. I thought through music I can show you a little bit from myself, emotional, maybe what you go through, or what is your favorite song and why is your favorite song. So I think that's also funny, and to play with the music and the makeup. Now, if you are interested in my depression story and how I get out, if you also in through it, let me know. I'm not talking a lot about in this video because I don't know if people really want to hear about that story or like about that story. The only thing I can say about it is that it was not an easy time. I really thought at the time that it was okay for me to end it. That's how far I was gone. I was already made that decision when I was standing on a platform in the train, and that day called my best friend, and she had a feeling, and I'm really thankful for her that day, because it was a day that I never want to go back to, and I'm really happy where I stand today. But because I've been bullied so a lot in school, and you started to doubt everything when I was a child, and I think in my grown up life I didn't know really who I was, what I was, and people already, when I get that diagnosed autism, a lot of my family members already saw me as that person. I couldn't not change it, so I get a lot of backlash for a lot of things. I'm not gonna talk a lot about that period or family stuff in a lot of details, but yeah, it was not an easy, when I get the right diagnosis, everything got better. I learned to deal with my anxiety better, with my PTSD, and now I'm here. So yeah, it's funny that I never thought that I would actually doing this, and that I will actually enjoy it. But if you are someone who also go through depression and yeah, struggle with other health, mental crisis, go and find somebody you trust. It can be a family member, can be a friend, can be anybody you trust, and talk about it. I think that's the first step. I hear that from my family because of my parents are that ill. I don't want to put it on them. So a couple of friends noticed, and they really, when I go through that state, the only thing I want to do is just stay in my house, lay in bed, and just wait for another day. That was basically my couple of months, because I lost a job at the time, so I didn't have anything, and thank God I had savings, so I could do that for a couple of months. But for my mental health was not a good decision. So a lot of friends checked on me, brought food, tried to cheer me up or anything. And I think if you don't have friends like that, it will be easier to go through that. So if you are somebody who also struggle with it, I think the first step is asking for help and ready to talk about, and you're not alone. There's a lot of people who go through depression, and then if you trust somebody, yeah, just talk about it. And if you're on the other side, if you have somebody and you don't know how to deal with somebody who has depression. Well, there's one thing I've learned. There was one friend that I really appreciate, that she did a lot for me, and but she was working in the field that I work now, with people who have mental illness, and she worked with them. And yeah, so I thought she was my friend. I take her out to dinner. I felt much better at the time. And then she said, because it is my job, I would not be friends with somebody who has depression. And that was really a slap in the face for me, because I really thought that she was my friend. So the one thing, if you're on the other side and you struggle with it, the one thing I will suggest that you should not do is doing something like that. Just don't say anything, or say like, hey, I also sometimes don't know what I can do to help you when you go through your depression, but I want to be there for you. So don't slam somebody because of that, because unfortunately in my depression I lost a lot of friends as well too, friends that I really thought, looking back now, that they will be there. And unfortunately I also lost a friendship that I know for 14 years, so that was definitely a slap in the face. In the end, it wasn't, I'm not going to go into much detail, but it wasn't a stupid fight that we had, and we didn't talk it out, and still today we have not made up since. And I really miss that friendship. Or you can imagine, when you have a friendship for 14 years and you go through that, you actually think that that friend is gonna stay. Now I know the only thing I'm gonna say is that person also go through a rough time at the time. So yeah, I understand that that it will be tough sometimes. But I know that we have similar friends, so I know that now through those friends I never hear it from that person. So yeah, it's definitely a right, but I'm really happy that that I ask for help, and that I work hard on it. And I'm not gonna lie, there are days that I have anxiety, or that I have a bad day. For normal people with a bad day, that's just a day, and then the next day you are okay. For me, I have to make sure that I don't stay in that state in my mind, because I can be very rough on myself sometimes. I'm not always loving myself, and I think that sometimes it can really push yourself down if you don't love yourself. So I really, in my therapy, I really had to learn to love myself, and to put myself on the first place, also in relationships. So I think in life we